Hey everyone, let's talk about what's happening at the plot garden. It's raining today, so I'm going to film this video here inside my apartment. And in case you missed our last update, we are having a rat problem in there. And a lot has happened since I posted the last video. So the next day, after we cleaned all that area on the right side and saw the burrows, I went back to finish weeding on the other side. And I just saw that they had just came back and dug all the burrows again. I decided to clean it up anyway. Didn't have time to do the whole thing on that day, but I got some work done, then I left. And the next day when I came back, I saw a dead rat just laying on the ground in there. It was gross, so disgusting. I did film a little bit of it, but I'm not gonna put it in here because I don't want to gross anybody out. The rat in there was already decomposing, had a bunch of flies in it, it smelled terrible. So I went home and I told Danny to ask him to help me taking it out of there. But we couldn't go right away, and then when we came back, my neighbor had already taken care of it. So I started thinking that maybe he could have put poison in there to get, to kill the rats. I don't know, that was my first thought that came to my mind. I didn't want to assume anything before talking to them, so I went back in the weekend and I cleaned up most of everything. I'm gonna put a picture in here so you can see how it was looking before we went there, and we did everything and how it's looking now after I spent a couple days just trying to clean as much as I can in there. On these past few days, I noticed some signs on the streets around where we live saying that they had noticed burrows by the park and some other places around here, and they were treating for it. So I thought, maybe that could have happened. Could get poisoned there and then died in the plot. So I was already very discouraged because thinking, I didn't want to poison in the plot because, it can contaminate the soil, contaminate the plants. I didn't feel good about that. But not all of the rats actually died. There was a really big one that I saw exposed in there, but there's a lot of babies because there's many smaller ones like the ones I showed in the video last time, and they're still there. Yes, they're still there. I don't know what's happening. I didn't get a chance to talk to my neighbor yet. We're busy over here. It's hard to find a time that we both can go there at the same time. So I just don't know. I went there this morning and then saw two baby ones walking around even though everything was already cleaned. And then some other people have texted me saying that now that it's all cleared, they can also see more of them walking around because, there's no vegetation for them to hide. Not as much, at least. So I don't know what to do. Be honest with you. I don't know if I have the energy to keep fighting this battle. I do not feel like going back there knowing that those rats are walking around everything. As I say, they're probably peeing, pooping everywhere, so probably a lot of the stuff in there is already contaminated. I don't know, please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know much about their habits, but lots of people are just telling me, oh, you should just kind of give up. So I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. I do want to try to talk to my neighbor before. I'll try to see what we can do. I am feeling discouraged to grow any food in there because I don't want to get sick. I don't want the people that eat, that we share the food with to get sick. And we had a lot of rain, so things probably just spread out everywhere now. If we do keep gardening there, I'll probably just try to do flowers. But I don't know if I should do it and then keep providing habitat for these guys, or I don't know. I'm going to have to talk to my neighbor and decide. So for the rest of this year, I am going to focus on the backyard. I don't have a problem here, a rat problem here in my backyard. We have alley cats that actually come in here and have never seen a rat in my backyard or a mouse or anything like that. Realistically, people in urban areas like me won't have a plot garden like I had, would mostly, if they're lucky, because I consider myself lucky, to have the little space outside. They'll have a space similar to mine here. So maybe if I really just focus on the backyard and growing the plants in the containers really well and all of that will be more realistic to the people that are in similar situations that I am. So I think that's it for today. I want to thank you all for all of your suggestions and all of your comments on the video when I talked about the rats. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with me, and I'll see you next time.